What's up, everyone? Dr. Boxer here. So, recently I finished the Shadowbringers main storyline, and as the credits roll, I decided to give my initial thoughts on how it was. TLDR, if you want to skip over it, is as simple as this. It's good. If you like those MMOs, I suggest giving it a try. It's a bit of a slog to get to it, but it's good. If you want to have a bit more of a discussion with me, go ahead and hit me up on social medias and like or here, wherever. Leave a comment down below. I don't care. Whatever works. Either way, hopefully you like it enough, and I'll see you around. So, here's how we'll put it. Is it good? Is this game good? Yes. Is this expansion the best expansion they've released thus far? Yeah. Is it a perfect game that everybody likes to hail it as? It has its flaws. All right. Let's all admit it has its flaws. Is it probably the best of what's currently out there in the market for MMOs? Yeah, actually, I think I would give it that. I think we'd have to probably give this what is the current best of what's out there. People say this whole feels. I might be a bit, but it's, yeah, it's for what is currently on the market of what is released here in this year of 2019. This is probably what's the best that's out there. Storyline, stuff like that, this is what you got. That being said, however, it's still a slog to get to the good stuff. All of the 2.0 stuff, the Realm Reborn stuff, it doesn't get good until like level 40, 45, and then it finally starts getting good. The problem is there's still a bunch of setup within that area that you have to go through before it starts getting good. I would say you want to just watch a video to catch up on what you missed, but there's still a few parts in Heavensward that you really shouldn't miss out, and then there's a few parts in Stormblood that you shouldn't miss out on either. And then you get into this one. I'd probably have to say that I might be a bit more hardened of a heart, but that being said, it definitely has feels. I can see moments in which people say that it hits them right in the feels. Unfortunately, I was stuck on several of them. Like the first major one you come across is with Tesleen in the beginning there, when she suffers her transformation. Where yes, it's supposed to be this heart-wrenching moment. It was broadcasted, and like obviously it was going to happen, but just so stupid. Slices the wing off, kneels in front of the kid, and then sits there. Like, of course she was going to get stabbed in the back. Like, yeah, sorry, coming. The ending there, people are like, the Emmett, it was much more of a feeling, and you felt bad for him and stuff like that. But again, it's like, sure, he's an ends justifies the means kind of villain, which in the end could be good, but I don't know, bounced off me a little bit, but I could see it. I've seen it in those types of villains. It's a good villain. It's definitely good, but it's, yeah. Oh, as I'm trying to put my words off in the most ranting of ways, as I wordsmith this, play this game. You'll enjoy it. Yeah, there's a few caveats that people will have to remember. Final Fantasy XIV is a slower game. Now, I can already hear people fiercely pounding away on their keyboards about, you just need to use your off globals more. No. Putting mechanically the game aside, that, yes, the global cooldown is 2.5 seconds compared to everywhere else where it's only 1 second, but you have so many other filler abilities built in within there that you have to go through that you just end up with 1 to 2, you end up faster. Put the game play aside. 14 is a much slower game because it has the story. It has the build-up. You'd want to go through it. You want to take your time with this game. This game is not a rush. Even coming from me, or even in parts, a little bit in Stormblood and a bunch of in A Realm Reborn, the 2.0 stuff, I was skipping storyline. When it comes to side quests, I still skip a bunch of the side quests. Even coming from someone like me who's skipping parts, there's a lot to take in. There's a lot to go through. You want to go through it. You want to take your time. This game is a slower game. Just pace yourself. People will enjoy it. It's definitely worth it when you finally get to the good stuff. The payoff is great. As I said, this expansion is good. It's good. It's enjoyable. It's playable. People should do it. You should like it. It's great. Perfect? No. Like, that's the biggest thing that gets me when you go to Reddit and all those things, and everybody's all, ranting, going off, this game's the best ever. No, there are still pieces that are not perfect in this. Like, the amount of side quests is a lot. It's, even with me just focusing on a single zone and going side quest to side quest, it's still taking me 2-ish hours to complete each zone. Which, okay, to some people that's a good thing, alright? To me, it's still a bit boring and tedious work. There's the the mark hunting system. Most of the rewards that are currently there, you can get the 2 pets, and other than that, probably get better once you get the crafting, but I'm not an omni-crafter. For a lot of people, crafting is their endgame, but for me, I guess that goes into the fact that this game offers a lot for everyone. Where it should, unfortunately, I think that in part makes up some of its issues, is that it's for everyone. It's for the pieces that should be focused on to, perfected, that's the word I'm looking for, not perfected, perfected. They're not going to do it because they're spread out. I mean, you're looking on in the past, look at all the side content that's more or less dead on arrival, like rival rings or rival wings, that or what there's the sliding games or it's just bunches of the mini games that get added. Chocobo racing, a lot of them just aren't executed. And then it's just, yeah. And then, to be fair, when it comes to mechanically, not in the extreme modes, those can get hectic and stuff, but for your average dungeons, there is no middle ground when it comes to content difficulty. Honestly, I mean, people sit there complaining about how there is no real middle ground when it comes to it. Mechanically, everything's easy, whereas you either end up in the extreme where everything's over the top, or you end up where it's meant so that everyone can go through it. There isn't really a middle difficulty, which there's only the 2 difficulties. Like, most of the trial fights, honestly, can be boiled down to the same thing. You're either in a circle or a square arena. First phase, you dodge stuff. Then there's a second phase where it's usually a DPS, where it's a DPS check, maybe an ad, or maybe not. you DPS check, and then third phase, you go back to what you were doing in the first phase. That's it. That's like most of the fights out there. Which, yes, okay, yes. When it comes to MMOs, you can boil down most fights into a thing. But the problem is a lot of the fights just feel like reskin fights. That's... Yes, you can, spread out, okay, that's all the fights. A lot of them, yeah, you can feel some difference. But a lot of them are, in this game, no. But they're good. They've at least hit their stride when it comes to putting their mechanics in that they're good. There are a few of them that, again, in the extreme modes, which, again, when you start entering the top rating stuff like that, they do become ridiculous, and you need to be perfect. Again, not for everyone, but I guess I can see it. The game is pretty. That is a definite. They've really outdone themselves with this expansion with how pretty it is. That is a definite. The glamour system could still use some work. That's another gripe that stops us from being the most perfect game ever. Is the glamour system needs perfect. I wish they would find some way to implement the thing that once you drop an item, that it just unlocks the item in the thing. You don't have to hold on to the item. So many other transmog systems, glamour systems, appearance chain systems. That's just how it works. Once the item drops, you've held the item, you can get rid of the item, but it just marks a little checkbox on whatever Excel spreadsheet's in the background that says, "Yep, you've collected this appearance. Don't need it anymore." They need that in this game. If only they would find a way to put that in. Server-wise, again, the game they've improved their code. They've included that's a definite. This is not the old days back in A Realm Reborn when you go against Titan and you need to dodge everything, but it's impossible because there's still a 1 second delay between where your character is on your screen and the server, because everything's handled server side. It's definitely gotten better. People dodging, launch was smooth, but it's all been pretty good. It great. That's what you gotta say. That's definitely, yeah. Let me just give me a second here while I try to think of what else I want to say about this part. Oh, wait. I know what it is. One definitely thing about this expansion, what they have definitely been able to do, is definitely make it feel more personal. Unlike yes, you're always, the greatest guy, everybody's like, but the characters actually have been personal. I don't know how many times in the previous expansions when Y'shtola has shown up, and I just start referring her to Jesus Cat, because she always has the answer. She saves your hide so many times. She solves all the problems and teleport out, which also goes into the part there where she falls in the pit, and they're like, oh no, she's dead. And I'm like, this isn't the first time she's been dead. She'll just teleport away, guys. And 2 quests later, she was fine. Oh, no problem whatsoever. But yeah. Either way, you definitely much more personal, feel better. The NPCs feel more alive. It's definitely a much better storytelling and stuff like that. I guess that's one thing you can always give the Final Fantasy games is their storytelling is good. Yes, you can always boil down into the story as crystals of elemental crystals that need saving by the heroes. Go do it! Yes, that's a pretty go-to story too. And actually, to be honest, I don't know how many other people out there have actually played Bravely Default, but I can tell you between my circle of friends, there's like only one other person who's played it. And I feel bad because Bravely Default was a good game, But a lot of the meta plot and or story overtones for this expansion and whatever they're setting up for all of the 5.0 between all, or just the meta plot between the shards and rejoining it, echo or just feels what I feel from Bravely Default. Super evil entity being is going around between the different dimensions and shattering them and collapse them together so that, you know, make them whole again and become stronger. Yeah, that was the plot of Bravely Default, and that's clearly what they're setting up for the meta plot of the Ossians and stuff like that for this game, which, not bad, it's just that it's been done. At least for me, it's been done. I guess that's probably where it loses some of its impact of this, is I feel like this has been done. But, hey, at least they're doing a better job than, you know, going, you know, Ultimate Light is just as evil as Ultimate Darkness. Unlike WoW, where they kind of ham-fisted that in Battle for Azeroth when it came to the alternate dimension there, Warlord Draenor, where the, you know, the Magar orcs are from. That was really bad and ham-fisted in. But yeah, who knows where this is going to go? We'll see. It should not be too bad. I'm going to continue playing it. I still have... Oh... What do I still have... There's still the Afterworld dungeons. Clearly, they've got the 5 dungeon, you know, patches they do, because they're on a 5-patch cycle. So next patch... 5.1 is their catch-up patch, because that's how they do this. Your even number patches are your new patches, and then your odd number patches are your catch-up patches, is how they do. So 5.1 we'll see the Alliance raid, which I'm looking forward to, because Nier Automata is amazing. That will be great. From Yoko there. Yeah, I played the original Nier. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. It should be amazing. We'll see. As much as, you know, I'm sure the fights will be what they do, it will look amazing. The story behind it, who knows? I mean, if anything so far of what they've shown, it'll be pretty good. It'll be up there. If they can keep their standards for what they did for the beginning of the expansion, it'll be great. It'll be amazing. Yeah. Trying to think. Is there anything else in which I can think about? Let's see here. Don't forget to get your lolly-ho. How about that? Do the side quest, get your lolly-ho. Looks amazing. Music. I mean, I guess I could talk about music, but we all know Final Fantasy music has always been amazing and great. Top notch. Listen to it. I think some people have complained about how the fight music is sound like some kind of edgelord trying to do techno, but I kind of like that music. I'm someone who loves power metal. If you can't tell, power metal is where it's at. Rock, metal, power metal, epic symphonic metal, glory hammer, glorious glory hammer, Elsa. Yeah, no. So, I really like the music here. Music's great. Graphics looks good. Story-wise, pretty good. Yeah. So what do I want to give it as a final verdict? You know what? No. I'm not going to put a number rating on this. I don't do that. I'll give it a thumbs up. I'll give it a go play it. I'll give it a, you know, finish it. Yeah. How about that? All those. High markings. Give it a good. It's great. Hype is real. Don't let the hype... So, you know, if tab targeting, slower gameplay is not for you, then watch videos of it, you know, sit from the sidelines. That's cool. But it's a good game. I would suggest it to my friends. I would suggest some people getting back into it. That's what it is.